a few minutes for people to come in. We'll go ahead and get started. First off, I want to say thank you for coming. My name is Randall P. Bogart. I'm one of the assistant directors in the Office of Student Activities. I oversee RSOs, of course, because you probably have received a ton of emails from me over the past 2 months, maybe. But I also am the advisor for the Student Government Association and Campus Activities Board. So today, this evening, we're just gonna have a time for you to talk about your organizations, what students can get out of it, and then I will lead us through some questions. And then for those attendees, you have the option to use our Q&A feature to ask questions to our panelists, and we will try and get those answered. So as we start off, I will let people introduce themselves. I will start with Lizzie, I think that is. If you want to start first to talk about your organization and what students can gain from it, that would be great.
Okay, hi, I'm Lizzie. I'm the president of Best Buddies on WKU's campus. I have a PowerPoint. Are we supposed to just talk or do we show that? Can I just talk?
Do you want, if you want to show your PowerPoint, you can.
Okay, let me see if I can do this because I just made it as a little guide for us. Okay, can you all see that?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, well, I don't know how to figure this out. Okay, so basically what Best Buddies is obviously a nonprofit organization, and our main goal is to establish global volunteer movement that creates opportunities for one-on-one friendships, integrated employment, leadership development, and inclusive living for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So basically what we do is we take a bunch of college kids who love inclusion and having new friends, and we take a bunch of our friends with disabilities and we get to know people from both different groups and we pair them together with one another, and then that brings us to this slide, and there are both peer buddies and associate members. So associate members don't have to be paired with a buddy. They don't have to go through the application process. They can just join the organization, come to the chapter meetings, come to the events, and still have all the fun that peer buddies have. But peer buddies do have the chance to have that one-on-one friendship with a buddy with their same interests. So for instance, me, I'm paired with a girl named Jenna. We both like to golf. We both like hanging out with our friends. We both love ice cream. And so that's just like kind of an example of the questions that we ask on our interviews and our application, just kind of what you like to do, what you're interested in. And we go from there and make our matches. And so this is just a slide talking about the applications that we have to do and the questions, our chapter dues, and that's also another one of our buddy pairs. That is Ben, and that's not his buddy now. He has a new buddy, but Ben has been involved for many years, and we have a lot of fun activities that we do. We are having to kind of come up with new ones or alter those due to COVID this year, but I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to be just as fun. These pictures are for Fashion for Friendship. It is an event where the buddies are each sponsored by a sorority or fraternity, and they can dress up in all of the fun gear, and they can dance or walk across the stage or just do whatever they want to do and have fun. And then we also have social media that you can follow along on. But that's about all I have for my spill.
Thanks, Lizzie. We appreciate it. Jacob, let's go to you next, sir.
Thank you, Randall. So I'm the faculty mentor for an organization called Enactus. And Enactus uses social entrepreneurship to make a difference in the community. So for students who are interested in having some volunteer sort of activity, but kind of mixing some business experience in, that's really what Enactus is about. So the students come up with projects every year. We usually have a couple different projects going on. So last year we worked at starting to develop a website called Engage BG that helps connect volunteers, a lot of them Western Kentucky students, with nonprofits in the area that need more volunteers. So This is looking a little bit different because of the coronavirus pandemic, but that project is ongoing and has some cool stuff. We've also done things trying to help support people from the fairly substantial refugee community in Bowling Green, get them starting their own restaurants. So that's been something through both a night market project and a cooking competition that we have in the mix at the moment. So those are the sort of projects that we use to try to get people to be able to do more of what they want to do, help give them those tools, use some of our energy to help make things happen. So that's what we're doing in the community. And we have some support from the national Enactus organization. A lot of college campuses have this organization. And normally in the spring, we go to a national meeting somewhere and present what we're doing on our projects. They do some competition sort of stuff, and we get to learn what others are doing and share what we're doing as well.
Thank you, Jacob. Catherine, I think you're next.
Great. Yes, I'm the staff advisor for the Remote Area Medical Club, or RAM. And RAM, the WKU student chapter, is part of a larger organization, and there's student chapters across the country at different universities. And what RAM does is it provides free medical, dental, and vision clinics for people in rural and medically underserved areas. And usually what we do is we go and we volunteer at these RAM clinics, and you're there all day, and they provide services to thousands of individuals. So it's a great organization to get involved with if you're at all interested in healthcare, or if you're one of those pre-med students who's looking for service opportunities. Currently this year, RAM clinics are on hold, so we are finding other opportunities to support the local medical community and the local medically underserved, including helping with meal distributions, with Feeding America, and helping with COVID testing sites in the surrounding area and up in Louisville.
Thank you, Catherine. Next, we got Elaine, I believe.
Hi, I'm Elaine. I'm the president of WKU Food Recovery. We're a chapter of a national organization called Food Recovery Network, and we work to fight both hunger and food waste through recovering surplus food that would otherwise go to waste from campus restaurants and donating it to nonprofits in the community that feed people in need. So basically, we take food that can't be sold but is still safe to eat and donate it to people in need. Since we were founded in January 2019, we've recovered over 4,300 pounds of food, and we have a lot of volunteer opportunities every week. We recover food 5 days a week, so we're always looking for more volunteers. And it's a great way to get involved in the community, have a tangible impact, and work both on environmental and human rights issues. And you can follow us on Instagram at WKU Food Recovery, or send us an email at wkufoodrecovery@gmail.com if you have any questions.
Thanks, Elaine. For those on the call, the people serving as the representative of your organization, you can use the Zoom chat to put your contact information in there so everybody could see it. That way they could follow you all, and we could help out with recruitment. So please do that as we go through. Next, Peyton, I believe.
Yes, hi. My name is Peyton, and I'm the president of Student United Way. Student United Way has two main focuses throughout the school year. One thing that we do is we participate in a variety of different community service activities throughout our community. And we also have fundraising events like our cornhole tournament that we use to raise money for a local nonprofit organization. Student United Way is just a great way to give back to your community and also make friends while you do it.
Thanks, Peyton. Kiara, I think you're next.
All right. How are you guys doing tonight? First of all, I just want to say that you guys have amazing clubs and organizations. Just want to put that out there. But yeah, my name is Kiara, and I'm the president of Leaders for Life. And basically, the purpose for Leaders for Life is to dedicate time and resources for academic success, retention, support, and inclusivity for all students at Western Kentucky campus. And by doing that, we're providing programming, roundtables and community service projects for students who are interested in giving back to Bowling Green and the Kentucky or Western Kentucky's community. And basically, our club is just for all students. You guys are all welcome to join. Basically, we have game nights. We facilitate discussions over various topics, and we just have that inclusive space where students can kind of get away from that, life of being a college student and just relaxing and getting their minds off of school. So we have that space over down at Jones Jaggers, and we are there for, like I said, various reasons. So if you guys just want to come and just have fun, chill, make a new friend, we are there. So thank you.
Thank you. And remember, your organization is doing great stuff as well. So
Yes.
Because I don't know if I can say the first name. I'm going by last names on the last two. Miss Hutchison, I said that right?
Hi, it's Lisa, and I am the faculty advisor for Best Buddies, and so I'm here for support and to answer any questions because I've been with Best Buddies for a very long time. So, and I'm a parent of a participant in Best Buddies who has an adult with developmental disability. So I can vouch from the parent side of things. So, but I'm here for moral support. So.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Thanks so much.
The faculty advisor of Chinese Music Club. I'm going to just share with you. So we do, it's basically that we get together and just play Chinese instruments. And this is a couple of pictures of us just at different events. We meet every Wednesdays, and if you need to contact us, it's just cmc@wku.edu. And what I would like to tell you about is that our club have very different kind of instruments, all Chinese instruments, and we have them. And if you're interested in trying any of them, you can just come by, probably contact us first, and then come by and just to try it out. You don't need to have any music background or anything. Just that if you say, oh, this sounds interesting, this looks interesting, I want to know how to play it, then you can come. We have various string instruments, and then there's also just all this kind, pipa, yangqin, you name it, we have it. Most common Chinese instruments, we have them. And everyone is welcome, just as long as if you're interested, just come by. We will be happy to show you all the instruments or answer any questions.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so for the attendees, please use the Q&A portion of Zoom to ask any questions you may have. And also for our panelists, can you resubmit your information, but make sure you're sending it to all the panelists and attendees. We are having a little bit of issues making sure they get it. So if you can resubmit your information and just make sure it's going to panelists and attendees so they could get the information and be able to follow you all as we go along. So to start off the question, for the advisors, what is the biggest thing students struggle with in organizations? And for the students, what's the one thing you feel like you all struggle with like being a part of an organization? So who would like to go? You can raise your hand, or physically or through Zoom. So Catherine, go ahead.
I can take it. I think one of the things that students struggle with most, and maybe I'm taking this question in a different direction, but it's just that there's so many unique opportunities out there, and it's so hard to find which ones you really want to delve into and focus in, because every organization has a great group of students and a great faculty or staff advisor, and there's so many opportunities out there to make new friends and different opportunities. So it's just kind of choosing which one you really want to focus in.
Catherine, that did go a little bit a different direction, but that's a great point. That's a great segue for me. In student activities, we oversee 300 plus student organizations on campus. So that means we look at the administrative paperwork, which is why you all get so much paperwork, so many emails from me. So what I will do in the chat function is provide a link to the Active Directory that we have online. You could go there and find out all the great organizations we have. And this go make my job a little bit harder, but if you don't like any of those opportunities, you can create your own. And we are more than happy to have you. So far this semester, we have about 4 or 5 organizations that will be completely new to WKU's campus. So we want to make sure we encourage you to go through and do the work. And let me take a step back. I think I forgot one panelist that needs to introduce themselves. Jeb, do you want to introduce yourself and your organization? I think I said it right. I hope I did.
Hey, okay, sorry.
You're fine.
I'm the chairman of College Republicans here on campus. It's basically made of the future voters of Kentucky. We stand and work aside with the Republican Party and their ticket. This cycle, we are going to be helping out with President Trump's and Mitch McConnell's campaign. So there's some great opportunities there with like volunteering, internship opportunities also. We are working through the coronavirus with in-person meetings, and we do offer Zoom options too. We also collecting $10 dues this semester to help out with membership, so we can get like food and stuff. And we have a lot more planned too this semester. So I hope you guys would like to come and join us, and I will drop my contact information and our social media info in the chat too.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And Ms. Johnston, my apologies. I left you out as well, but welcome to the party. Introduce your organization and how students can connect with you.
It's all good. I'm happy to be here. So my name is Laurel Johnston. I am the Vice President of Women in Business, and we provide professional and personal development opportunities to business majors in Gordon Ford. Some examples of what we do, we generally have about 3 meetings per semester. We have done networking events with local professionals, faculty panels, chances to connect with people also in your major. We also like to do a volunteer opportunity just to get involved with the community. I joined it my freshman year. I'm actually a sophomore now, and it was a great way to connect with the College of Business, connect with other women in business majors, and I hope you will join us.
Thank you so much. So let's get back to the question at hand. What are the things that students in your organization struggle with once they join, as far as balancing or whatever? So who would like to go next? Jacob, we appreciate you.
Yeah. So one thing I've seen students grappling with a little bit as they're selecting student organizations and as they get more actively involved, a lot of times not quite sure how to balance the academic side of college life with the social side of college life and where student organizations fit in there. And I think there are different approaches that work for different people. So my advice is, if you have an academic track that inspires you and you want to see how it can be applied in the world in different ways, find student organizations that can help you do those things. So you can pick student organizations that match well with what you're studying. You can also take a totally different path. And so for some students, I think it makes a lot of sense to find a student organization that is totally different from what you're studying. So you're studying engineering, go check out the Chinese music, right? They may not be closely aligned with your academic path, but there's a lot of value in that too, and having that sort of diversity in your college experience and the people you'll meet there. So it's a struggle finding the right thing because there may actually be different paths. But that's one of the awesome things is there are lots of great opportunities out there.
Thank you. Does somebody else want to answer that question? Yes, go ahead.
Yes, it's really time is the part that most people, students struggle with. I had a pre-med student in my club before, and it was just not easy. They really have to find time really to do this if they want to do it well. And that's the part that's always a problem.
Gotcha. Okay. Anybody else? Go ahead.
I think one of the things that in particular with Best Buddies is that time factor. But in the time factor here, it's a one-to-one friendship. And so you really need to make that commitment that you really are going to be a good friend to this person and commit to that. And so we really have people, if they're not quite sure that they can commit that time for that one-to-one friendship, then that's why we have the associate buddies so that they can, or associate members so that they can still come and enjoy the activities with everybody, with the whole group when we do group activities. So I think that can be a challenge if you are not quite sure, but then that's a great opportunity for those who are freshmen to join, be an associate member, then step up later if you feel like you really do have the time and that you want to commit to that. So we encourage freshmen, young students that are just getting here. We want students of all ages, but we really can encourage you to go on and join and learn about it, and kind of figure out your time commitment, and then go forward with that one-to-one friendship. So that's something specific to our club. But
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason I started off with that question first, I think it's very important for students to understand that this is a balancing act. This is about time management and things like that, because I think students look at the glamour of joining an organization and forget about the things you'll learn throughout the way. So the other thing, what is the best part of your organization? Like the absolute best part of your organization? Yes, Ms. Johnson.
I would say my favorite part that I think is the best part of Women in Business is just the connections and the knowledge that you learn about the college. So since I joined Women in Business, I've learned so much about what Gordon Ford offers that without it, I wouldn't have looked at myself. Like, I didn't know that we had a person on staff who is 100% in charge of getting you an internship and helping you prepare for an internship. I met a lot of faculty through that I know in the future I'm going to take their class and they're going to know my face. I'm going to know theirs. So really the connection within the College of Business is the best part of Women in Business for me.
That's great. Great. Jeb, did you want to say something?
Yeah, so the reason why people should join college, Republicans, and the best reason why is because you do meet a lot of candidates throughout the state of Kentucky. We usually have candidates come and speak. We had State Senator Mike Rosen one spring. We try to get Congressman Brett Guthrie to come and speak. And you also meet other people across the state from different schools. So that's also another plus side. It's also great to network with too.
Thanks. Anybody else? Yes, Ms. Davis.
Yeah, so I would say one of the really best things about joining Leaders for Life is definitely the connection base with the other students that may be in your class, maybe in your LOCs, or maybe just people that you don't know in general. And we build those kind of connections with other students because, who's going to be on this campus other than faculty, but students, and you guys can lean off each other for resources and other types of tips and tricks to get through college. And what most benefits people and students and Leaders for Life is that connection-based thing that people can lean off of and have, you know, reliability towards. And also the Uno nights down at the Jones Jaggers are really intense. Like, you'll really see a lot of characters out of people come out of games and stuff like that. So those connections are what make people more comfortable in having their time at, you know, college. So definitely those type of relationship building and bondings is definitely what is one of the best things that Leaders for Life has going on. So.
Okay, please let me know when the next Uno night is so I can be there. But also I need to know the rules because regionally it's some differences.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have any issues. So
Yes,
thank you. Anybody else? Yes, Miss Lee.
So our club, because it's Chinese music, so it's very different. And the best part about our club is that you just come to relax, do something you are really not familiar with, and you do it wrong, do it right. You do it right, you of course happy. You do it wrong, nobody would look at you funny because everybody does that. And then, well, our club is pretty small, so we come and socialize. We meet together, we play some music, kind of just unwind a little bit from the busy life of, you know, all the college students have to go through. So it's kind of nice just to be able to talk. And then when we are good enough, then we go out to play for other people, do some demonstration, fun events. We used to go to like international festival to display and to play. We could not do that this year. It's virtual, and our club gotten a little bit too small this year. So we're hoping to get some more people, and we can build on that and have people just come and socialize.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Anybody else want to share best thing about your organization? Jacob.
So my favorite part about advising Enactus is when I'm watching an otherwise pretty quiet student just have this kind of creative energy that bubbles up, and it's one of those pleasant surprise moments, and they have an idea that everyone loves and runs with, and it kind of spills over even off campus into the community. That's my favorite part of watching the process and watching the students make a difference.
That's great. That's great. Yes, Lisa.
You know, we're a diverse world. I mean, we have a lot of diversity, but one of my favorite things is seeing those with disabilities being included into a community where everybody respects their differences, our diversity, and what a special time it is for those young individuals with disabilities to be on a college campus, to be with college students, to be going to college. Just that brightness that you see in their countenance, and you just haven't lived until you've spent a Tuesday night with this group in karaoke night. I mean, we've got some mic hogs, we've got such great friendships, and they're truly friendships that last a lifetime. So I think that is something, we're about inclusiveness. We're about appreciating everybody's differences, but it's just great to see that, to get to witness that, and it's good for everybody. It's good for all the friendships that are in there, that are made through the organization. So I love that part.
Great. For those that I didn't talk a little bit about, I am the Campus Activities Board Advisor. We like to say we're the largest student programming board on WKU's campus. We've done events from large concerts to smaller events in night class at DSU. But one of the great things about advising just in general is seeing when you give a student that first opportunity, that first chance to go see a concert. If we have funds and we go to a conference and we have to fly and they're nervous because it's their first time ever flying, and you get to talk them through that. but it's also just great to see their faces glow when they're having fun and it's genuine. So those are the exciting things for me with organization and advising in general. So the other thing I want to ask you all about is, you talked about how to get connected with your organization, but how do you go from being a general body member to being an executive board member? Can somebody shed light on that? Lizzie?
Yes, for me, I started out as just a member. I was first an associate member just because I wasn't 100% certain if I had the time to dedicate to a peer friendship. And so I just kind of moved along the chain, so to speak, and I became a peer member or a peer buddy and decided that I most definitely had time for that, because all of our friends are welcome, not just those perfectly like us. And so then I think that as I continued doing those activities kept popping in my head that I thought would be fun. And just the idea that one day that could be me helping plan those fun things for us all to do together. So I think just like the togetherness of it all for my organization is what kind of helped me go from a member to the president.
Great, great. Elaine, I think you wanted to say something?
Yeah, so our organization is based very much on volunteers. And so we're really open to any amount of time that anyone's willing to give. So we have lots of volunteers who come out like once a semester or once a month if they have a class assignment or they have to get volunteer hours in, or if they just want to try it out once. But we're very open to anyone who wants to become more involved. So anyone who's interested and enjoys volunteering is quickly able to take on a leadership position, lead recoveries, and commit to more recoveries if that's something they're interested in. And we're a smaller organization, so new members can very quickly go from just an occasional member to having a higher up position in our club.
Great. Catherine, I think you wanted to share.
Yeah, kind of to echo what Elaine just said, we're a very small organization and we're a very new organization, less than a year old. So essentially, if you are interested and you show commitment and dedication, you can easily get a leadership role with our organization and begin helping coordinate and volunteer efforts and providing direct care through the RAM clinics.
Great. Does anybody else want to share? Okay, so this is going to be my last question unless somebody else has a question or something they want to share. What is your favorite part about being a Hilltopper? And I hope everybody can answer this, so please share. Who wants to start? Yes, Ms. Johnston, go ahead.
I just personally, I'm from a small town, so Bowling Green is actually a pretty big step up. And I love that Western really feels like home, even though it's a kind of a larger student body than where I come from. And there's a huge amount of people and doing different types of things. It feels like home and it feels like very familiar.
Great. Whoever else would like to go, please go next.
I'll go. So kind of the opposite of what Laurel, I'm sorry if I butcher your name, but I'm from a big city. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and definitely a smaller change to this, the secluded area, kind of in the middle of nowhere. That's the type of feel Bowling Green gets me. But however, this campus has so many good resources, faculty, staff, students, wherever you need to go, they're so open to help you and there are a lot of people that want to see you succeed in your college life here. And that's so welcoming for someone like me that's, doesn't know anything about Bowling Green, and to have those type of leaders and those type of people that are, helping you around in good places where you can go is definitely a good part of being a Hilltopper for me. So.
Whoever, just go ahead and chime in if you got your favorite reason of being a Hilltopper.
Mine is largely echoing what Kiara just said. I think my favorite part of being a Hilltopper is the way I feel like everyone here is trying to help me succeed. There's just support all around, and I feel it especially right now when there's a pandemic going on and everything is weird and it seems like nothing is normal. The one thing that is normal is students, staff, faculty, administrators, they all feel like they're here to try to help all of us do the best we can do, whatever that means to us, whatever that looks like.
I'd say my favorite part about being a Hilltopper is just all of the different unique opportunities to get involved in not only just the campus community, but how the campus connects the students, staff, and faculty with the Bowling Green community, the regional community, and even, you know, the global community. No matter what a student is interested in, there's going to be an opportunity for them. And if one doesn't currently exist, it will exist very soon as long as they ask.
Great. Anybody else want to share? Okay. So
Connections with students. I'll just say it. Connections with students. I love that about being a Hilltopper.
Yes. Great. I just want to share before we leave a little bit about student activities for those that are on the call, but those that may be viewing this later when we post it to our webpage and YouTube. Student activities oversees a lot of different areas. As you can see, we oversee registered student organizations, but we also deal with leadership and volunteerism. And in that area, we have a great program called Dynamic Leadership Institute. It is a 4-phase program that helps students become better leaders on top of the organizations they join. So we prepare them to be leaders in their organizations, but also leaders in life. And we encourage you all to share that information with others. And I am putting in the link as we speak, the link to register for DLI. The other thing is Student Government Association, your voice needs to be heard. The money that is given to Student Government Organization comes from you all. So you need to use your voice in any way possible. Campus ministry, we just had them earlier today, but we believe in helping people get through college and connect with their spiritual or religious journey and making sure that's still important in their life. And of course, Greek life, everybody knows it. We just got done with recruitment. We probably have brought in 700 to 800 people into the Greek community, and that's through Interfraternity Council and Pan-Atlantic Council. So those are the things that we provide in our office. And the last thing I always sometimes forget because it's such a big thing and I just forget about it. I don't know how, but DSU operations, Downing Student Union, is housed under student activities. So if we can help you find a space in here to have your meetings, of course, following the COVID social distancing guidelines, we will. So please reach out to us to really help you with your organizations, but also as a student to connect with different organizations. Our office is in DSU 2059, and you can always catch us from at least from 8 to 5 every day, except for Fridays. 4:30 we get home and we enjoy the weekend. So, but with that said, if it's not any other comments or questions, I appreciate you all being on this Zoom meeting with us today. Oh, hold up. It looks like we have one question. Let's see. Great. So somebody just asked the question, where can you view the previously posted videos? So on Tuesday, September 8th, they will be posted live to our webpage. We will create a webpage specifically for the RSO DiscoverFest videos, and then we will have a YouTube channel that will have them posted. So if you want to learn about all those different areas, then you can. And for those who want to come back tomorrow, we have a couple more areas where we'll be talking about student representatives and honors and service and professional organizations. So we will have opportunity to discuss those. But I greatly appreciate the people on this call tonight, and I hope you have a great evening. Stay safe, wear a mask, please, so we can get past this COVID and get back to doing stuff in person. Thank you all.